จางๆอย่างล่องลอยจากแดนไกลกระซิบคอยบอกเบาๆเตือนให้เรา
Hi there everyone, welcome back to Thai Reading episode 6, and this series has been on hiatus for quite a long time, as you can tell by the new hairstyle. If you have been waiting since episode 5, sorry about that and thanks for coming back. If you're just finding us now, then it won't be a problem for you. But in the first 5 episodes, we have learned the mid-class consonants of Thai, we've learned all of the basic vowels, short and long, and we've learned the basics of tone rules and what the tone marks do, at least with the mid-class consonants. Today we're going to put all of that together and we're going to start to write some real words using all of these features. And as we've said before, we're going to write the letters from left to right, starting with a circle if there is one. And then the tone mark can be written either after the consonant or at the end of the word sometimes as well. You'll see how all of this works, so let's get straight into these. So at each word, I'll give you a chance to quickly pause the video and try and say it if you like. This word here is to, which means table, and it's sala'o, to tao, maitri, sala'a. And so there we go. To, to. And you can see Maitri sometimes gets a little bit misshapen, but that's fine as long as it's squiggly enough that you can tell what it has to be. Otherwise, you might mistake it for the simpler Maito, but as long as there is a fair squiggle, you'll probably be all right. So one more time. To. So our next word is seen quite a lot colloquially, and that is ba, which means let's go or come on. And it's popla mai ek sala ap. So ba. Ba. And you can see, and sometimes even in printed fonts, the mai ek can get quite close to popla, and it can sometimes even disappear behind the letter. And you really have to watch out for that. But another thing about this word is that although it has the tone mark to show that it is low tone, ba, it would be low tone anyway. It finishes with a short vowel, which means that it is a dead syllable, and so those are pronounced with a low tone. So even though it does have a tone mark, the pronunciation would be exactly the same if it didn't. Ba. So our next word also uses my egg, but we need it this time because this is a long vowel, and this is there, which means but. It's a word you hear all the time, of course, and in everyday speech it might be shortened so it sounds like it's a short vowel, there. But it's not the way we're supposed to write it. It's supposed to be a long vowel, there. There we go. And the next word is another one that comes up a lot in everyday life. This is ba, which means crazy. Either actually crazy, like really mad, or just crazy in a kind of friendly way, like in jabalo, are you kidding me? So it is bo by mai, and then maito and sala'a. Ba, ba, ba. And again, maito has that kind of downward pointing arrow sense. Now, I will say more about this in a minute, but for the mid-class consonants, you can remember that maito creates a falling tone that way. And here we have a word that uses maijatawa, which is the rising tone mark, and this is jaw, which means chimp or chimpanzee. Maijatawa is not used with many words, and even fewer which actually are using the letters we've already learned. So if you don't talk about chimps too much in everyday language, neither do I. But here we go. Jaw-jan, maijatawa o ang. Jaw, jaw, jaw. And our next word uses the same sound, but it has a different tone. This is jaw, which means to talk a lot. It's an informal word for that. And I find this funny because in English, the word jaw, like to move your jaw, also means to talk a lot or to chatter. But this word is jaw mai to o ang jaw. 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 The next word might be useful to you if you are going out to buy food, and this word is J, which means vegan. J. And so this is just sala e jordan. J. J. And this word, like I say, means vegan, and you see it on lots of food packets, often as a red letter on a yellow background. And it's sometimes stylized to look a bit like a Chinese character, so it might be kind of squarish and have a kind of diamond shape in the center on the Georgian, and the sala A might just be like a little kind of thing like that. So that also, if you see it on a food packet, means J, which means it's suitable for vegans. The next word certainly isn't suitable for vegans. This word is a low tone get, and it means sheep or mutton. So, get. And it is just as we saw before, sala e, go gai, sala a, to make the short version. So, get. And following on from that, we have something which has the long version of that vowel, sala e, but this time we have MYEP so that it still has the low tone. This is ge, which means old when we are talking about a person. So an old person is ge. If you are not talking about a person and you want to say that an object is old, you will use this word, which again is low tone. It is gao. So, sala e, go gai, mai ek, sala a, gao. Next, we're going to look at three little words and the way they are written, making them sound different, even though they don't sound very different in everyday language. And they are ja, and ja. And they are three different words, believe it or not, but they are very difficult to tell apart from just listening. Fortunately, they are quite easy to tell apart from context. Ja is the future tense marker. It means will. So, ja pai tamngan means I will go to work. Ja is an informal way to say yes, so you would use it with friends or close relatives or something like that. And likewise, ja is a polite particle like kap or ka, but maybe a little bit more intimate and close. It's usually used by women, but it can be used by men if they want to be especially cute. So let's just quickly look at how we write those letters, and it's all pretty much the same, so we won't spend too much time on them. They are all Jordan Sala A, so that is ja. And then if we want to add a maitri, so we would say ja. Again, a funny looking maitri there. And if we want to add maito, then we will get ja. And so there we are, ja. Our next word is another one you might see on a menu, and that is bu, which means crab. And so this is very simply bobla sala u, bu. And this one is almost the same, but this time we have my X, so it's low tone. So this is bu. And this means paternal grandfather, bu. And even if you aren't that good at listening to or making the tones, hopefully context will make this one clear, whether you're talking about bu, crab, or bu, grandfather. Let's just look at a couple of the vowels above the letter. This one is ti, which means to hit. Ti. So, to tao, sala i, ti, ti, ti. So that just means to hit. And the next word is one that we see all of the time, and that is di, the word for good. So it's just dodek instead of dotao, but sala i again. So that is di, di, di. And that's a good reason to pay attention to saying dotao and dodek correctly, because the difference is between good and getting hit. And our last word here is going back to to tao, but this time we're using a short vowel, which means we're going to be pronouncing it with a low tone. This is ti, which means to criticize. It's not a word I use that often, I must say, but here it is, ti, ti. But there is one more thing I want to quickly look at, and it's just a reminder. So here's another word, one that you should be able to pronounce, and this is the word for can do or to do something, and this is die, die. Now here's another word which you might not be familiar with. Here is a new letter, ma, which you can probably guess is a m sound. This is another common word. It is mai. Mai, which is the negative particle. Mai ao, I do not want. So here, if I say both words, we have die and mai. And you can hear they are both said with a falling tone. And this is just an example I wanted to show you of how mai to and mai ek can act differently with different classes of consonants. Die and mai. I want to mention this because when I learned, like I say, I used mai to as a falling arrow in my mind pointing down, and so I strongly associated it with the falling tone. And to this day, if I'm trying to read words out loud from written words, I will frequently pronounce a mai to as a falling tone before I even look at the consonant. And so, of course, I say the word wrong. And that's where we'll leave it for today, but we are now writing actual Thai words using what we have learned in the first 5 lessons. There's a lot more to go, of course, and next lesson we will look at final consonants and the way this affects some of the vowels we have learned already. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please feel free to click the like button or subscribe for more and pass it on to a friend who might also be interested in reading Thai. And I'll see you on the next episode of Thai Reading. Bye for now.